Hey everyone, Daniel and Steve here at E3 2015. We're going to take a closer look at Disney Infinity 3.0. It's the Star Wars one.
Yeah, specifically the original trilogy, Star Wars Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi are covered here. See right away, AT-ATs on Hoth. Super excited about that right away.
You say AT-ATs? I thought most Americans say AT-ATs.
That's been a debate.
We're one nation divided by a common language.
It's funny because there's so much in the Star Wars movies that they don't say out loud.
They usually say walkers.
Well, yeah, Imperial Walkers is another word for it, but I say AT-ATs.
Yeah.
They also don't say Ewoks in the movie, but that's something that people know because of the toy. But they also don't say Walrus Man. That's another one of the toys in it. But yeah, so the AT-ATs or AT-ATs are here on Hoth. These are obstacles that you will fight against as one of the primary protagonists in the game. We should mention that the Rise Against the Empire playset comes with two main characters as a pack-in. You're going to get to play as Luke and Leia, but it also includes several other characters. It's got Han Solo, Chewbacca, and this guy himself.
So essentially the characters everyone will want.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the one that everyone wants. And the way that this is structured, this is kind of time delayed on other consoles.
Yeah, we found out tonight at the Sony conference that there will be a bundle including the two versions of the game. There's Twilight of the Republic, which is the first three movies, and a bit of Clone Wars. And then there is Rise Against the Empire, which is the original trilogy. And all that's going to come out all at once on PlayStation. A month later than that, you'll be able to get the Rise Against the Empire stuff on other consoles. The timing is a bit weird right now, and there's a pack-in as well in this. There's an exclusive figure that comes in this set that's also being time delayed, it sounds like. But yeah, you get to play Darth Vader, which, I mean, who wouldn't love that? And here you see him. I'm guessing this looks a little Hothy to me, a little bit like Echo Base, perhaps. Yeah. We see a couple of iconic locations that you'll be able to visit. Obviously, as it's the original trilogy, you have Han Solo and the Millennium Falcon. Now, you haven't played this, right?
I haven't played this at all, no.
Okay, but I have, and it's a little Star Foxy. It's a little on rails here, but the sequences were super fun. I didn't play this in particular, but I played the Death Star trench run, which we're going to see a little bit more of in a moment.
So I reviewed the Disney Infinity Marvel for us last year, and I was kind of disappointed with a lot of the combat, but I feel like they're kind of rectifying this year because they've got Ninja Theory on board.
Yeah, the folks who made Devil May Cry came on board to actually fix the melee combat, and what's more impressive is the stuff that they've done to make the melee combat in Disney 3.0 better than it was in the previous version is being rolled back to all the other characters. So all the previous characters, if you played Mr. Incredible or if you're Donald Duck, like all those people will benefit as well from the melee combat improvements they've made. You see here's Luke Skywalker on Tatooine. That was Princess Leia in the Death Star, presumably. And then we cut to Han Solo. He's there once again. I'm guessing in Echo Base, yeah. And then Chewbacca is here on Endor. Don't see any Ewoks though. Maybe they're out for a picnic or something.
I really like that design of Chewbacca.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, I love all the sort of exaggerated proportions on the characters.
All the Disney Infinity characters look fantastic. I think.
And it's very much in line with Rebels or Clone Wars, where they're slightly exaggerating what the characters look like. Now, this is interesting. The Force powers are a big deal here, and each of the Jedi in the set, there's Ahsoka, there's Anakin, and then there's Luke, of course, have their own sort of approach to combat. I know that Anakin is a bit more aggressive. Obi-Wan is a little more defensive. I'm wondering where Luke fits into that. We didn't get a chance to play him, so we're not quite sure, but certainly looks impressive what he's doing here. What is this? Is this Mos Eisley, you think?
It looks like Mos Eisley.
But there in the back on the far right, that's Jabba's palace.
So I wonder if it's a compacted playset. So all the kind of greatest hits of Tatooine compacted and condensed onto a single map.
Yeah, sort of a theme park. We were told that one of the missions is escaping from Jabba's palace. You also see there's a Jawa sandcrawler there, sort of in the middle of the picture as well. So yeah, really sort of condensing everything quite a bit to fit it into a single game experience that kids would be able to enjoy. There's Han Solo fighting on the Death Star. It's interesting. I know you've reviewed the previous games. The playsets in the previous games were very focused on one type of gameplay. So if you played Cars, it was a racing game.
Yeah,
if you played Lone Ranger, it was a shooting game.
Yeah.
They're doing something a little bit different with this, where there's a bunch of different types of gameplay. So the Death Star, for example, will be more combat-oriented, but also with some stealth elements. And then you'll have some sections that are presumably a bit more platformy, and then obviously the space battles as well, which will be quite different. That's nice. I love to see a kick-ass princess like that. Okay, yes, this is a sequence that I did get to play as the snowspeeder taking down the AT-ATs or AT-ATs, and yeah, you have sort of free reign to sort of fly around anywhere you want to in this level, and you can take them down a number of ways. You can either do this sort of wrap around the legs with a tow cable. You can do the Luke Skywalker method where you climb up the leg and plant a bomb inside them, or you can actually land on top of them, pop out a little remote control. And then there's a remote control on the ground that you can jump on these buttons for, and then actually direct the AT-AT around, and it becomes a plaything that you can use, which is really very
don't
clever.
remember that in the movies.
I don't think it's canon. It might have been left on the cutting room floor. There's a lot of that battle that we didn't get to see. Here's the Death Star trench run, which I got to play, which was super fun, and as I said, very Star Foxy. I really enjoyed it. So now we get to the sort of final surprise that Sony had in store with us. Boba Fett's a playable figure in this game.
He looks so good. The design just lends itself so well to that design. And he actually said, I looked back over my notes, he said that this is the only way to play as Boba Fett before the holidays.
Yes.
So he might come out afterwards, I would assume. But he's a kind of timed exclusive figure.
Yeah, he's a timed exclusive. I do know that he's a figure that you can unlock through playing the game.
Oh, okay.
So this would be a way to get him early, but presumably they're not going to restrict other people from enjoying him on other platforms if they choose to play the game on, say, the Xbox. But yeah, I agree. I love the visual design of this, and I guess this is Cloud City. This is not a location we've seen before, but I may be wrong about that. But it does have sort of that vibe.
Slave One looks great as well.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. But yeah, that's Disney Infinity. Super excited to see that come out later this year.
Cool. So that's a closer look at Star Wars Disney Infinity. For everything on Star Wars, why would you go anywhere but IGN?